I just finished using my student planner to lay out what I need to do today because I'm feeling a little bit under the pump. I find making to-do lists really, really helps. So the way that I've been doing it this year, I use a post-it note to lay out all the tasks that I have to do today, as well as using the planner to show what I have to do if there's any sort of time restrictions. So, say if I was working at the radio station tomorrow at like 9 a.m., I'd be like at radio station till 5 p.m. And then, if I had dinner plans, and it'd be like 6 p.m., dinner with friends, that sort of thing. So that's how I like to lay out my student planner. So now that I've done that, I still feel a bit stressed, but it's sort of taken a bit of the weight off. What I want to start with today is going through the script that I wrote for my presentation, practice saying it out loud with a time limit to make sure that I'm in the time frame. But I'm going to obviously edit it down a little bit first and read through it and make sure it all makes sense. And then I'll start working on my PowerPoint presentation for it. And then after that, we're going to get started in our project, which is due on Friday. Let's get going. So the first run through I did, I actually was going to go over. The second run through, I spoke a little bit faster, which I think will end up being the sort of speed that I will speak in my presentation. And I just had 2 seconds to spare. So that's really scary. I will try and cut it, I think, but at this stage, I'm just going to leave it. And I'm going to start working on my PowerPoint because I'd really like to get that done. I noticed that one of my reels, every time I link my reel, it just takes me straight to like Instagram reels. It won't actually take me to the exact reel. So I'm going to have to figure out a way where I can make sure that the link that I use does actually take me to that reel, because that's obviously going to eat up some time, which is so annoying. I'm sure my lecturer will understand if there's like a 30 to 45-second thing of me trying to get this to work. I think she'll be okay with that. But I really don't want it to be like that. I really want the presentation to be quite smooth. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm just going to work on the PowerPoint now, and then hopefully my presentation will be ready to go by 10 a.m. tomorrow. All right, I'm going to speed through this because I am about to lose my camera. I just finished creating my PowerPoint. It didn't really take me long. I checked all my links and they work, which is good because I was really worried about that first reel because it wasn't really going in the right spot. But it seems to be all good. I literally have just made it so basic and boring and just used like a PowerPoint, design thing. So everyone's going to know that it took me 5 minutes, but I don't particularly mind. I think now I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break and then I'll start working on my project. It just never ends. It just never ends. If it looks like I haven't moved, that's pretty much because I haven't moved. I have a video that is to be uploaded tonight, so I've just spent most of the afternoon finishing that off. Such a pain. I love editing, but I hate making my transcript. I have just had a quick look at the project that's due on Friday, and I'm really not sure how to submit my work. It doesn't really explain it well enough, in my opinion, to sort of figure out, okay, like, do I use a Word? Do I use like a Canva presentation thing? I don't really know. So I think I might ask my lecturer tomorrow when we're finished up our presentations, because I'm sure she'll ask if anyone has questions, and I'll be like, me, I have questions. It seems like because all of my stuff is on either YouTube or Instagram or the radio station's website. I think that I'm probably just going to create a list. Well, I'll probably just use that dot point list that I've already made, but I'm going to create a list and just have it all hyperlinked. I'm not sure. I will double check with her tomorrow, but I actually don't think I'm going to start this today. I think I'll wait for tomorrow and see what she says and then go from there. But at least from my presentation, I already have a list of all the content that I created. So it'll be pretty easy to put together. I have some very important and exciting news to share. I finally got contact. Thank God. I just went to Officeworks and picked it up. 75 cents. Can you believe that? So cheap. Anyway, we finally got it. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to set up my vision board in my room and to just stare at it every time I'm in there and go, oh my God, you're right. I really should read a book right now. Or, oh my God, you're right. I really should be going to the gym. Or, oh, you're so right. Hot girls do study hard. You know what I mean? I'm so, so happy. Good morning. It is a little bit after 9. My presentation starts at 10. So I've got an hour now to practice my speech and run through how the presentation is going to go, and I'll keep practicing with the timer to make sure that I am in that 7-minute mark. Fingers crossed I will be. I'm a little worried that my presentation itself, like the PowerPoint, is a little bit basic and I probably could have put more effort into it. But because this unit is an internship unit, I'm sort of thinking that it's okay, considering that as long as I show that I did something, that I went on my internship and, you know, I've got stuff to present, it should be fine. I'm going to go practice my presentation and time myself. I did print out my script that I made. I probably should have separated them into little sort of paragraphs instead of leaving it as one big block, because I think it might be a little bit difficult to read when I actually have to present, because when I'm put on the spot, I get all anxious and I'm like, So I probably could have done that, but that's okay. I've printed it out, so it's here with me. So when I present, I will have it by my side and I'll have my presentation up. So I just did my first run through and I didn't even get halfway through my pros and cons. So I think what I'm going to do to help me, because I really want to make sure that I get all the information out there that I want to get, so I hit those 3 requirements, I'm actually going to go through and highlight things that I think are the most important in my script. And then I'm just going to mainly talk about those parts. So then I'm not just repeating things, because I noticed that in my section where I talk about what I learned, I mention how I grew confidence in my editing skills, but I also talk about that in my pros and cons. So what I might do is not talk about that in the what I learned and leave that for the pros and cons. So I'll highlight that in my pros and cons section and I won't highlight that in my what I learned section. I think what is making it hard for me with the time frame is the fact that I've got a reel that I think might actually be around 2 minutes long. And so instead of it being a 7-minute presentation, it's actually a 5-minute presentation. So I probably should have done 500 words instead of 700 words now that I'm thinking about it. But you know what? I just didn't plan it right. And morning of, we gotta figure it out. Hopefully we'll stick to the 7-minute time limit, because I really don't want to go over, especially because other people have to go on after me. And if I go over, people are going to end up presenting late. Yeah, so I don't want to cut into anyone's time. I am going to go highlight, and then we're going to sit back down and redo it and see if using those highlighted points instead of everything I've written down will help me stay within that 7-minute time frame. Finished highlighting. Just going to go and practice that, and fingers crossed we're not over, but fingers crossed we're not too under. Guys, I did it! The highlighting worked! I still feel like I'm talking a bit quick, so I'll just have to be very careful about that. But I walked away with 2 seconds to spare. I literally walked away with 2 seconds to spare. I was so worried. I like looked at my phone as my first reel was playing because my first reel is the longest reel. And I looked at it and I saw that I had less than 4 minutes left. And I was like, oh my God, I still have to showcase my other reel and go through my 2 blog posts that I've included. And I was so scared that I was still going to go over time, but I managed to do it. I managed to do it. I'm so happy. Guys, if you're feeling like you're going over time for a presentation, just filter through it, highlight the most important things, and then go from there. Honestly, I can't believe that worked. I can't believe that worked. I'm so happy. Okay. I've got about 20 minutes until I need to log on. Editor Amy, just jumping in here for a quick sec. I realized I didn't debrief after my presentation, and it's so funny because I ended up writing a little journal entry about it because I was like, oh, that didn't really go as planned. And I felt like I needed to debrief with myself. First of all, I put a lot of effort into my script, but I didn't really put much effort into my PowerPoint, and it was so funny because I couldn't get my screen share to work, my shared screen to work. So I had to get my tutor to do, or my lecturer tutor to do my slide for me, which made it really difficult and threw me off. I feel like my PowerPoint compared to other people's, like it was trash, which is fine because in my mind I put in a lot of effort to actually like the speaking part and like what I was planning on saying compared to my PowerPoint, which is probably not a good thing and I should work on that. At the end of the day, I got pretty much like all marks and my lecturer didn't really have anything to say about my PowerPoint wise. Anyway, back to the video. Just give me time to think about it. Give me time. I feel like trash today. I've woken up with the worst headache and I just can't seem to shake it. But my final assignment for my internship unit is due today, and so it's time to strap in and do it. Luckily, it's really not that difficult, especially because all my lecturer wants is just a list of the content I've made with hyperlinks so then she can go and view it. And I pretty much did that before I did my presentation. So really, I'm only hoping this is going to take me 10 minutes because my goodness, I just do not have the brain capacity to think today. It honestly, it took me like 2 hours just to get ready for the day. And I'm talking shower and having breakfast. It's been hard. But we're going to finish it off and we're going to submit it. And then I've got 2 weeks off until uni starts. And then it'll just be going. So I think all I'm really going to do is just take that list that I've made already and just reformat it into a new Word document and then submit it. Okay, so I've managed to make my list look a bit more appealing. And I honestly haven't included all of my work purely because I got a new laptop over Christmas, and because of that, I sort of lost some of my content. Some of the content that I did do were stories, and so I haven't been able to sort of grab them online because I haven't been online because obviously Instagram stories go after 24 hours. So it's made it a little bit difficult. But I have 9 pieces of content and I feel like that should be enough. I don't think it really matters the amount of content you have. I think it just matters that you actually have produced content and produced work on your internship. I'm just on the website now and I am going to submit my assignment and then we'll be done, which is so exciting. I'm so ready for it to be done. I just realized I don't have a cover sheet. I'm going to put the cover sheet on and then I'll submit the assignment. assignment is submitted, and that is it. I am officially done with my summer unit. It feels good, even though I don't feel good. Next week's video might look a little bit different. It'll look a lot different actually, because I won't have any uni work to do. So I think I'm going to do an explainer on a topic that I'm sort of interested in and passionate about, and an area that I actually did a article for in the past. That's all I'm going to say on that one. I'm not going to give too much away, but this is the end of this week's video. I hope you enjoyed. It was definitely a lot shorter. I'll catch you guys next week.